Okay. Hello, our viewers. Good afternoon on this beautiful Saturday. You are welcome to the House of Opinion. This is a program that is proudly sponsored by Christ Apostolic Church, King's Realm, Nigeria, and Middlesbrough on the platform of LTI, Lead Transformation Initiative. We speak to national initiatives and issues going on. Today, we are going to be speaking concerning a very salient issue that is affecting Nigerian students, concerning the UTME examinations. One country, two exams. Why must Nigerian youth and students suffer double punishment to enter university and other higher institutions of learning? Today we are going to be having honorables in the house who will be speaking to these issues, whether the status quo should continue, whether Nigerian students should continue to write two exams, writing UTME and writing post-UTME, after paying huge amount of money and going through mental stress. Or maybe this is a double punishment and one or two of these exams should be cancelled absolutely. We are going to be hearing from our honorables in the House of Opinion who will be speaking to this issue. And I'm going to be inviting the team that are going to be supporting the status quo, that the dual exam system should continue, where Nigerian students write UTME exams and still write post-UTME exams just to be screened to gain admission into Nigerian university system. And to do justice to that, Honorable Timileyin Olafisoye and Honorable Excel Adedeji. You are welcome. You can come into the studio. And speaking against the double punishment of Nigerian students writing two exams, we knew what Nigerian students experienced in the last UTME exams that was just concluded. Technical glitches, a lot of mental stress. Some students have to travel from one state to another, financial burden incurred. To do justice to that, Honorable Aaron Hope and Honorable Favor Bola, you're welcome. You're welcome into the studio. So, our topic again today is one country, two exams. Why must Nigerian youth or students suffer double punishment just to gain admission to higher institutions of learning? Is this obtainable in other parts of the world? Before we go into the issue and the arguments, I want you to know once again that this program is proudly sponsored by Christ Apostolic Church, Middlesbrough, and Nigeria. And I'm going to be acting as the deputy speaker today. I am Honorable Shola Kings. So our honorable speaker and amiable speaker of the house, Prophet Titilayo Femi Kings, may be joining us in and out because he has a duty, an international duty in Manchester, United Kingdom today, and he may be joining us online. So, and the number to call in if you want to be part of this show is +234 708241 3705. Again, +234 708241 3705. You are free to call in to hear in your opinion on this issue of one country, which is Nigeria, two exams. Why must Nigerian students suffer double punishment just because they want to gain admission to higher institution of learning? Is this obtainable in other part of the world? Or should we continue the status quo? I'm going to start with a team supporting the status quo, the dual exam system. They are going to give their lead speaker, Honorable Timileyin Olafisoye, will be introducing himself and in the next 1 minute give his opening statement. And then later we move on to the lead speaker of the team that is against this double punishment of Nigerian students writing 2 exams. So let's start with the team supporting the status quo.
Yeah, thank you, my amiable Deputy Speaker. So I'm here to support the dual exam system. So let me start with this point, to let people know that the dual exam system does not serve as an oppression. It serves as a filter, in the educational system to ensure that the academics has a very solid standard, and it also have its own accountability to ensure that they will be able to overcome every stress that can cause mass competition, corruption, and can lead to anything that can allow people or students to ensure that they are being qualified in any school they are trying to trying to get admission to, just to ensure that they are not limited by the infrastructural issue in the country Nigeria. So that's the first statement I'll be giving to support my point. Thank you.
Okay, if I hear you well, Honorable Timileyin Olafisoye, that this dual system, exam system, should be continued.
Yes.
Because it serves as, screening to get, screening system to get the best students into Nigerian.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
Because you are thinking that there is a lot of examination malpractices.
Yes.
So we should continue this dual exam system.
Yes, sir.
To be able to double check that
exactly.
Students did not, partake in exam malpractices to actually gain admission to Nigerian system of higher system of learning.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I don't know whether the other team agree. Honorable Hope, your opening statement in 1 minute.
Okay, my name is Aaron Hope. I want to thank my powerful Deputy Speaker for this opportunity to speak on this issue. Number one, I would like to say that my first point will come from this angle, is that I highly disagree with my fellow honorable here, saying that it is creating a solid foundation for our educational system for students to gain admission into the university. Number one, I will say this. My first point is that it is as a result of lack of trust.
I just want you to make your opening statement first before we now go into the points for argument.
My opening statement is that
you see this as a double punishment for Nigerian students?
I see this as a double punishment, and it is unnecessary for students to go through the pain to enter university. I will stop.
Okay, so it's a double punishment for Nigerian students.
Yes.
That one exam is enough.
Yes.
Or should there even be any exam at all for them to go into a higher institution? One exam is enough, not 2 again. Okay. So we've had the opening statement from the lead speaker. I will also want the supporting speakers to also hear in their opinion on this issue. Honorable Excel Adedeji, what do you think about this matter? Should the status quo continue for dual exam system?
Thank you, my powerful Deputy Speaker. And talking about the status quo of the Nigerian educational system, I want to take us to the global world stage. And globally, we need to see what Nigerians have done over the years. Nigerian students have been exceptional students in any university that they find themselves in anywhere in the world. Why is this? And people have been asking, why is this? Why is this? I think it can be attributed to the strict, what can we call it? The strict rationing and examination, yes, of the Nigerian educational system.
Okay.
So this status quo shouldn't be taken away, shouldn't be taken off, because it screens out the best of the best.
Okay. So you believe in the dual system of examination for
Yes.
Nigerian students, and that has been responsible for Nigerian students performing exceptionally well in other higher institutions
Yes.
of the world. Okay.
sir.
Honorable Favor.
Yes, sir.
Do you share the same sentiments?
No, I don't. Good day, my fellow opponent and audience. My name is Favor, and I respect my deputy speaker. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. So I'm here today to support the motion. Why must Nigeria students face two stress? Why must Nigeria students write two exams in order to get into a university? Why must Nigeria youth run the same race? First, Jamb, the high-stake exam, the most stressful exam I know, one of the most stressful exam I know of. And then we have post-UTME. We stress ourselves twice. We stress ourselves to do something just to enter a university. Is it the order we should talk about? So why must Nigerian students face through that exam? Or should we talk about the fact that we think JAM is credible, but why do we distort it? Why can't we just fix our gaze on only JAM and allow people to enter into university? So this system doesn't just test intelligence, it tests our endurance as a student and as youth. So Nigeria youth deserve one fair exam, not two punishment, and I stand firmly with that. Thank you.
So if I hear you well, this dual exam system is a double punishment,
Yes, sir,
for
for
Nigerian students.
Yes, sir.
Because of the stress they have to go through in preparing for these exams,
Yes, sir.
in traveling, the risk of traveling
Yes, sir.
and going for this exam.
Yes, sir.
So, and that we should just have only one examination for them, not
Yes,
two.
sir.
Okay. So, is JAMB an institution that is organized by an act of the law? Is it for the government or for the Nigerian universities? So, as we start with the team supporting the status quo, supporting this dual exam system, so what do you think? What are your points to defend this dual exam system for Nigerian students?
Yeah, thank you, my amiable deputy speaker. Before I go straight to my first point, I want to go against what my opponent, main speaker, talked about, where he said that the dual system, gives students stress. I mean, double stress. Fine, it's true that give them stress, but let's look into this.
So you agree that it's stressful? This
So you agree that it's
examination-
stressful? That means at the same
Wait,
time, sorry,
wait,
you
wait.
agree
Let's
it's stressful?
Wait,
No,
I'm
I'm not.
still trying to make my point, so
Oh
just
yeah,
calm down.
okay,
Let
okay.
my-
So I agree with you that it's it is stress.
You say it's a stress, then why are we doing it again?
Calm
Honorable
down,
Favor.
calm down, calm
You
down.
don't have the
calm
floor
down.
yet.
Okay.
She doesn't even respect the deputy speaker.
If you try that again, you are going to be sent out of this honorable
I'm
house.
sorry, sir.
Okay.
So you said it's a stress, which is right, but let's look at it on the long run. Should we look at the short-term stress or the long-term stress, which cause most of the admitted students, within the school to later drop out because they are not well prepared for it? The stress you are talking about is just for a short period of time, but if they adapt to it, to know what they ought to do and pass through it, it will allow them to go through
Point
the
of
stage
objection,
in
my
each of
speaker.
their
Point
academics
of
to
objection,
help
my
them
speaker.
get to the peak
Point
of their
of
academics.
objection, my
So now to
speaker.
my point,
Objection overruled.
thank you, my deputy speaker. Now to my point, my first point is the major thing we need to look at. This dual system come into play to ensure that there is a quality control in the broken educational system in our country. So looking at what we have currently at the moment, JAMB has proved that it has its own loophole whereby malpractices occur within the
So
system.
we cannot bank on Jamb
At-
UTME
at
Point
exam.
all,
of objection.
at
Point
all.
of
That's a
objection, my
loophole.
speaker.
Point of objection sustained. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Since we agree that Jamb, they are cheating, that you can't trust Jamb, then why do it? Then why can't we just do positive? Since we are writing to enter a particular school. Sorry to permit me if I introduce the abroad system now,
Okay.
that when people finish their secondary school and they write to the university they are going to, why are we even
apply. They
they
make
apply
application
they
to
make
the
application to the university. If people are going for police training there, they go to the university, the training they go for. So why are we writing Jamb if position is okay?
Objection,
Then why
my
are we
lord.
writing Jamb if people, and you talked about something that is
Objection
useful
overruled.
is used to filter people. Sorry, excuse me, we had mass failure in Jamb this year, and that mass failure is due to people that didn't prepare well. So if you prepare well, you will pass Jamb, and Jamb is enough. If you prepare well, you pass position, and position once is enough. So we don't have to write 2 exams to enter university. It's
Objection,
called
my
double
lord.
punishment. Please.
So, Honorable
Sorry.
Favour, you are saying Nigerian students did not prepare well for this year's UTME examination.
Yes. So
Objection,
We have
Mr. Speaker.
also had the Jamb
Body.
the Jamb body coming out to admit that there are technical glitches.
yes, they are technical issue, but if you check the percentage, there are also students that didn't prepare well. We can't say that everybody that failed there was due to technical issue.
Objection,
No.
my lord.
We can't say everybody that failed there. And sorry,
Objection
permit me.
sustained.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
You have the floor.
This issue of this Jamb malpractices or telling me that our student did not prepare well is not from this very instance. It was written by Jamb themselves in the year 2016 and 2021 that they've discovered that malpractices have occurred beyond their own statistic, in the sense that 72 CBT centers was blackmailed since 2016. So this post-UTME was being in place to bridge the gap between Jamb and the universities, whereby university has their own standard
Point
to
of objection,
maintain
my
and
speaker.
prevent, so that
Point of
qualified
objection.
students will be allowed to bring
Point
in
of
and
observation,
get
my
admission
speaker.
into the school.
Sustained.
My speaker, I would like to also support my honorable speaker that is
Okay.
backing me up on this issue.
Okay.
Number one, I would like to say this, that I was trying to make my point earlier,
Okay.
but it's just an introduction
Yeah.
into this issue.
Yeah.
Number one, what I want to say here is that it is as a result of lack of trust. Number one, we cannot trust Jamb. That is why.
But can we trust Nigerian students
Yes.
not to go into examination
Examination
malpractice?
malpractice.
No, at the same time, we cannot trust Jamb also. So
No, let me make my point clear so that
Okay.
we understand what I'm trying to say.
Okay,
Number
continue. You
one,
have
it
the
is
floor.
as a result of lack of trust from the university. That is why they are still setting their own exam. Normally, the educational system should be that we are going to write the university exam, not Jamb, before the university exam. So they mean that you don't trust Jamb, you are setting your own exam. So it's lack of trust. And it's
Objection,
why are
my
governments
lord.
working against
Objection,
each other?
Mr.
Objection.
Speaker.
No,
Mr.
sorry.
Speaker.
Mr. Speaker.
Objection, Mr. Speaker.
Objection overruled.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, look at it. If there is trust, there's no need
Why
for
are the
double
government?
exams.
Why are the government body working against each other? If there's
It
need for
should
trust.
be just post-UTME.
Exactly, the
Simple.
school exam.
The school exam, and everybody is into the university. What is Jamb? What is post-UTME again? Some people will fail. I know of a story, I think 2023, in Futa. A lady got 306 in Jamb.
306
Yes.
in Jamb, yes.
She failed the post-UTME.
Yes.
How?
And was she given admission?
No, sir. She was given
She came
admission.
to us. We were sitting down.
Objection,
She came
my
to us.
lord.
306.
306.
Objection,
Mr.
Mr.
Objection
Speaker.
sustained.
Okay, thank you. From what you just said now, that because of lack of trust from the body of Jamb, that's why the university, are coming up with post-UTME. And I want you to know something, that university is a body on its own. Okay, and you are talking about the failure of students. Can you give me a data that prove that most students that failed in Jamb, or let me say that failed in post-UTME, is higher than that in Jamb?
Yes.
Okay, tell me.
Okay,
let me
thank
see.
you very much. In 2022,
Okay.
there was a boy called David Okafor. He scored 320 in Jamb and scored 30% in post-UTME going to you.
30%.
30% in post-UTME going to your uni. That's
We
school.
said-
Can you tell me
And
where you
there's a
got
record.
that?
I'm not done. Yes.
Can you tell me where you got that?
Yes. Online. Yes.
We
What's
said
the name of the
give
article?
a
Give
Who
us
published
source.
He
it?
said give
Give us
a
the source.
data, not give us
A
one
fa-
person.
Yes, not fact.
Give us
a
a data.
Yes, statistical
In
data.
1 year,
Mm,
how
from the
many
source.
people
Uh-huh.
failed Jamb?
56 people. 56% of people fail post-UTME. 56%
And
of
they
people
passed
and they
Jamb.
pass Jamb. 56% of people fail
Give
post-UTME.
us the
and
source
they-
of your
I'm telling you,
information.
from the source of my, I don't need to give you. I'm telling you, I'm not lying.
We
Yes,
need
check
a
it
credible
online.
source.
If you want
We
a
need
credible source,
You
check
can't
it
just come here
online
and give us
yourself.
facts.
Just come
Order
here.
in the house of opinion. I know you have the right to hear your opinion, but you should also maintain decorum here. When Honorable Favor, you said 56% of students,
Yes,
Nigerian
sir.
students that pass
Jamb.
Jamb, they fail post-UTME.
Yes, sir.
So, which exam body should we trust? Or is it that maybe because Nigerian students that prepare very well, the zeal with which they prepare for the first exam, which is UTME, maybe that zeal has gone down and that's why they didn't prepare for the second exam, UTME? Or what are the things entailed in the post-UTME that
thank
can
you.
affect their marks?
Okay, thank you very much, sir. So, the distance between preparing for Jamb and post-UTME is kind of wide, because before screening or post-UTME form will come out, that means people writing WAEC, that same people writing WAEC will prepare for Jamb. That same people writing Jamb will wait for months, still preparing for post-UTME.
Point of
No, please,
objection,
no,
Mr.
still preparing
Speaker.
for post-UTME. So why are we facing two punishment
Point
in
of
order to
objection
enter
overruled.
in order to enter university? Why are we preparing for like 3 exams just to enter university? That we still get there now and we miss things that we didn't even expect. We still get there and they are not even quality education. So why are we
Objection,
preparing?
Mr.
Why are we going
Speaker.
through double punishment?
Objection sustained.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah.
Now, my honorable Favor said something. She said there is space between these exams, which means that there is space enough for these students
Yes,
to
to
prepare
prepare.
for the exam.
Yes.
After preparing for
And
the first exam.
Let me bring us to the Bible. The Bible said, "What is worth doing is worth doing well."
What?
Can you
Thank
prove
you very
that
much.
in the
Thank
Bible?
no.
No.
Thank you very much.
I
What
am
is
a
what
pastor.
doing
I've
is
not-
what doing
I've
well.
not-
Why
I've
will
not
the
seen
students
that
that
in the
just graduated
Bible.
from school without the skill spend 1 year reading? Why can't he use that energy to learn a skill? And why are we facing through all these things? And do you know, for instance, we will still write this position. Some people will still fail with that same rejection in their mind and still trying to write Jamb again all over again. So please, why should we do that?
If
Why
I
should we
hear
face
you
that
well,
thing?
Honorable Favor, you are saying instead of this, the time involved in preparing for these 2 exams,
Yes, sir.
Nigerian students should just write one and use the time to also learn
Skills, yes.
that can help them when they get into the higher institution
Yes,
of
sir.
learning. That's a valid point.
Yes, sir. So that brings me to my second point that says financial issue. Please, let me read a report for
Can
you.
you give us data and information
Yes, sir.
about
Yes,
the
sir. In
financial stress of
2023,
this
yes, sir.
exam?
A 2023 survey revealed 72% of low-income families borrow money to fund exam. Mariam Ibrahim Kano paid 11,200 Jamb plus post-UTME. That's for people going to public university, not even private at this moment though. Borrowed money to pay her exam, 11,200 plus Jamb post-UTME times 2 schools. She wrote it for 2 schools, but still got no admission. And there's a medical report that says a lot of people, 68% of people face through trauma because they didn't get this thing. And when they go for therapy session, they locate that these people are facing through academic stress. They are facing through trauma.
health.
And people that commit suicide, should I give you the data of people that committed suicide?
Yes, I think we had a news this last Jamb.
Chinedu Okoli attempted suicide in 2021 after failing post-UTME despite getting 298 in Jamb score. His
Nigeria.
therapist linked it to
What's the
academic
source
betrayal
of this
for-
your data? Give
Check
us the
it online.
source.
Just search
Apart
for it
Tell us the
online.
source.
There is
the
always
Bible
a next
They are
time.
documented.
Objection,
case.
Mr. Speaker.
Objection overruled.
Yeah, thank you.
You are still driving a point.
Yes, sir.
That there is mental stress.
There's mental
in
stress, sir.
preparing for these 2 exams, and not only mental stress, even
Yes,
financial
financially.
stress.
I mean, I see it as that universities are using this thing to make money for themselves. Because if you check 20,
After Jamb would have also
after
made
Jamb
money
make money
for the
them.
government.
In 2016, the FG, the federal government, banned post-UTME but reversed it in 2017 due to university pressure, showing weak regulation. Why are university pressure? If university trust Jamb, why are they pressuring
Objection,
them?
Mr. Speaker.
Why are they pressuring them? Why are they pressuring
Sustain.
them?
You
Yeah,
have the floor,
thank you,
Honorable
Mr. Speaker.
Timileyin. Okay.
From the year 2016 to this present moment, the university has, detected that Jamb could not be able to put their input to reduce these malpractices, and they have a standard to maintain.
So you mean that with all the technical upgrade that Jamb has been able to put in,
it does
they
not
cannot
at
really
all
face out
Yes,
examination malpractices.
and these institutions are
Then why are
trying
we
to
doing
protect
it?
the educational
Reputation.
system in this country. So looking at the statement whereby Jamb could not come in and solve the problem, they have to bring in a particular system that can bridge the gap to ensure that the university maintains the maintain their credibility and their standard. And this is working towards ensuring that the educational system in Nigeria is still holding what it stands for and not be broken.
I get you, Honorable Timileyin, that this dual examination system is to serve as a filter system to be able to ensure that it is serious students that are admitted
Qualified one.
and qualified students. But I have issue with a student scoring over 300
Yes,
Okay.
in Jamb and scoring less than 30% in Jamb in post-UTME and not gaining admission.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Because the probability
Point of-
that the score you have in Jamb this year, you will have it next year.
Point of opinion, my
It's
speaker.
very-
Point of
About that,
opinion, my
I
speaker.
have something to say, sir, Mr. Speaker.
Point of opinion, my speaker.
Yeah.
There's nothing
Okay.
to say. Not many to say. Point of opinion, my
I want
speaker.
Honorable Timileyin to defend this point.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Please, can you
defend.
allow me to
Mr.
talk?
Speaker,
Can you allow me to talk?
He doesn't
What's
have to
this?
defend.
in the house.
We still believe
What's
that this
this?
is
Allow me
double
to
point.
talk.
There's nothing
Order
else to
in the house.
defend.
Mr.
Honorable
Speaker.
Favour,
I'm sorry,
I'm going to sanction you.
Okay. Yeah,
Can
thank
you
you.
defend that point that Nigerian students that scored very high in Jamb and now score low in post-UTME, they don't deserve admission?
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. My opponent, Honorable Favour, talked about whereby students are given time to do some other things to learn skills instead of using that particular time to study to prepare for post-UTME.
But do you know that the Nigerian university system is very expensive? And according to the data that Honorable Favour gave, that low-income earners, 72% of low-income, they borrow money to fund their. And don't you think these students also need to build skills to be able to?
Mr. Speaker, can I bring us into a perspective?
You have the
Okay.
floor, Honorable
Now,
Excel.
the topic for today is: should the status quo be changed,
Yeah.
or should it not be changed?
Okay.
Now, I don't think we are talking about financial.
But financial is also part of
Calm
it.
down. Let him talk now.
Go straight to your own point.
Yes, sir.
Honorable Excel.
Yes,
It's
sir.
part of
It's
it.
part of it.
These are interconnected issues.
Yes,
issue.
sir.
But let me explain something, Mr. Speaker. The Joint Admission Matriculation Board Jamb is a body. The universities are another body.
But they are
Yes.
under government.
These two bodies cannot what's the word? Cannot work in same ways.
Excuse me, why?
Now, let me
Point of observation, my speaker. Point
Why
of
is
observation.
UTME exam different from post-UTME?
Point of observation, my
Jamb
speaker.
can have
Point of
From different
deficiency.
curriculum.
powerful speaker.
wait.
Point of
Let him
information.
land now. Let him
My
talk.
powerful speaker.
Let
Point
him
of
talk.
information, sir. My powerful speaker.
Go ahead, Ezel.
Point
Jamb.
of information overrule.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Go-
Jamb has deficiencies.
Yes.
The usefulness of the university is to make up for these deficiencies.
Yes.
Not
No,
to
tell me.
Jamb can find faults in students and the university might not find faults in these students.
Yes, of course.
What do you have to say to that?
My powerful speaker.
Yeah.
In my observation, I observed my fellow honorable that are supporting the motion that the system should still continue. I observe that they don't have a point.
Yes, sir.
They are just trying.
What do you
That
mean?
brings me
They are trying to just buy time.
by time.
Because if we check this argument,
Yes,
we
sir.
discover that there are a lot of points in us giving the
Exactly. What
audience
to
that the system, the dual system of examination in
But the
Nigeria
points you are giving us, you can't clarify it from sources.
We are clarifying it from sources because
sorry,
it's
I'm
online.
sorry,
It's
I'm sorry,
everywhere.
Madam
They are not
Speaker.
fake news. It's online.
Honorable Aaron,
Online without the
but
requisite
you see,
source.
That's the proof that they don't have a point.
Mm,
They
yes,
just
sir.
ask you for source.
Source. When they don't have
And he has
source.
not provided one source.
Yes,
I've
sir. No
provided
data,
one when
sir.
I
They've
mentioned
not provided any
2016
data to back
and
up their
2021
opinion.
Honorable
You are
Joint
interrupting
Admission
my
and Matriculation Board.
You are interrupting him.
My point is that there is financial burden
Yes, sir.
on this issue. When we talk about finance, we see people like my
So the-
supporting speaker said, we see people borrowing money. There are
To fund
real
this
life
exam.
examples that of people, women trying to make sure that their children are in university,
Okay.
and they pay for Jamb, they pay for post-UTME.
They also pay for tutorial centers.
Yes.
And so,
Objection,
and
Mr.
so,
Speaker.
Sir, please let me to
Objection,
assist my
Mr.
speaker.
Speaker.
So to assist,
Objection overruled.
yes, to assist my speaker, there are people that travel all the way down to the school to write exams.
Exactly.
Should we talk about the travel expensive? Now, let me read a quote by Professor Wole Soyinka. He said, "Education is a right, not a privilege. Forcing students to pay twice for the same admission process is exploitative. Because I'm wondering, why will I pay twice for the same exam? Why will I stress myself?" And again,
Objection,
at the
Mr.
end of the day,
Speaker.
let me talk. At the end of the day, we end up entering the
Objection,
university, and we're not
Mr.
expecting what we
Speaker.
need to meet.
Objection sustained.
Okay, thank you, sir. You know, you guys are just talking about the financial pressure and
Not
other
only
things like
financial,
that.
but mental pressure is not something that should
let
be
me
done.
make-
Let me
Favor,
make
you
a
don't have the
comment.
floor
Let me
yet.
make a comment on.
Honorable Excel, you will speak after this. Once again, our viewers, we are speaking about this important issue affecting Nigerian youth and Nigerian students. One country, two exams. Why should Nigerian students suffer this double punishment? Because they want to gain admission to higher institution of learning, to university particularly. And to call into this program, you can call the number 234-7082-413705. Again, 07082413705. Put +234 if you are calling from outside the country. Yes, Honorable Excel,
Okay, sir.
I hear you.
Yes, sir. Let me comment on the issue financial issue.
Yes.
It's been running up. Let me make a comment on that. Now,
Okay.
we say that we are paying for these exams.
Yeah.
Let us take this once again to the global stage.
Yes.
There is no country that they don't still pay for education.
But please, they
It
use
is not-
one.
Wait now.
Let him talk now.
Calm down. Honorable Favor,
Go
calm down.
ahead with your point,
Now,
Honorable Excel.
there is no country that they don't still pay for education. The best we can do is find a way to reduce the cost of what we are paying for these exams.
Yes.
That is acceptable.
Yes.
But striking out the exams totally is not acceptable.
So-
We cannot.
Nigerian students have to pay
Yes, sir.
for it.
And also,
But
one more thing, sir.
Why paying twice?
Why pay inside for the same exam, the same
Mr. Speaker,
syllabus?
please let me support
I am you.
my second person here.
No,
Bring-
you don't know your second person
bringing
name
it
after writing
Honorable
two exams.
Eze. Can you just let me talk?
Ha! Yeah, nah.
Bringing it to the global level,
Okay.
the top universities in US,
Mm.
from the statistic I got from the Nigeria News 2022,
Okay.
talks about that all these universities, before they can admit you, you have to write GRE test,
Yes.
you write English proficiency test, and some entrance test.
You ask
For
for
them,
statistics.
yes, for them
You ask for
to
statistics.
This is
pick
wrong.
qualified
Let me
students,
tell
and
you.
they paid for it.
Exams.
So
Sir,
what I'm
they
trying to say
don't
now is
pay
that
for this
there's no
exam.
shortcut to success.
Sir,
You have
they
to
don't pay for
it.
this. Point
You have
of
to
observation,
sacrifice
my
for
speaker.
it.
Point of observation, my
Honorable
speaker.
Favor, be on your feet.
Yes, sir. I support
I'm
that.
not giving you the
Sorry,
floor.
I'm sorry, sir.
I support
you didn't
that.
use the right term.
I'm sorry, sir.
If you are well behaved, I can consider you sitting down. But for the time being, objection overruled.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr.
So
Speaker.
let me finish my point where I was talking about that these top universities are bringing in several exams and tests just to ensure that they are getting the qualified students. So should we now say that we Nigerians, we go beyond level, and because we are having high volume of students that are applying, them we allow anybody just to come in without going through the necessary process? We can't lower the standards in our education.
Observation sustained.
Sir, please, can I sit, sir?
You can.
Thank you very much. You said something now. You said that that why should we scrap? We are talking about scrapping one for one. So we trust that position. Since we are writing to a school, I'm going to FUTA. Why must I write joint boy anything?
I'm telling you that
Jamb?
if the global body
let me
to
talk. I'm still on my stand. I'm still stand
You don't
up.
have the floor. You don't have the floor.
I'm sorry, Deputy Speaker.
That's your last warning.
Thank you very much, sir, my good and very nice Deputy Speaker. Yeah. So you are saying that you don't, if one is having, you should scrap one for one. But what we are saying, we should continue. But we are meant to scrap one for one. But me, I believe that Jamb is unnecessary. Excuse me. But if position is, why will not? And abroad, we are saying that they pay for this. Excuse me, they don't pay. They don't pay for it. They don't. Where is your own data? They don't pay for the SAT exam because they are going. They only pay for tuition fee.
It was discovered that for the GRE
and what's your own source?
From your line source, check it. Where's your own
the name
source?
of your source?
I check it online.
News 2023.
The entrance examinations are free overseas. Is that what you are saying?
Yes. But they are not free for tuition. They are not free for tuition. Check it online. Don't do it. I'm still on my stand, please. I'm still on my stand. I'm still on my stand. I'm still on my stand.
Objection overruled.
Thank you very much. And sir, thank you very much. This moves me to the next point that okay, we are saying that they don't trust Jamb enough because some people are still doing examination malpractice. Since we don't trust Jamb, why not scrap it? Now, this moves me to say what the former INEC chairman said, Professor Atahiru Jaga. He said, if Jamb is credible, why must university conduct another exam? Either fix Jamb or scrap it. Now, why are we saying,
Objection,
excuse me, I'm still on my stand.
Objection overruled.
Thank you very much, my lovely speaker. So, why is that fix it or scrap it? Now, if Jamb is good, nobody will complain. Please, and so if Jamb was trustworthy, we will not need to do position. So let's go scrap it. Let's go scrap Jamb and focus on position. I'm still on my stand. I'm going to a school.
Objection sustained.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Favour is raising an important issue.
Thank you very much, sir.
That if Jamb examination,
is
if
credible,
we cannot deal with the issue of
scrap
malpractice
it,
and we don't trust that exam, why should it continue?
Thank you. If it's not for taking money.
Let me take us to the universities.
Okay.
Now, the universities have let's say values and social. You might be suitable for a particular university and not be suitable for another university. Now, let me there's an option called change of there's a
change
word,
of course.
change of
institution. Yeah, okay.
Change of institution. That when you have done Jamb and this institution isn't accepting you, you can go to this other institution.
Point of observation, my speaker. Let me ask my speaker. Is it free?
Let him talk. You will stand up again.
Is it free?
There are some institutions that actually don't do post-UTM.
Okay.
Like Federal University Oye Ekiti.
Yes, of course.
They do screening. So
Point
let him talk.
Point of observation, my speaker.
Let him
Point
talk.
of observation overruled.
So the dual system is
Honorable Timelayin, they won.
Thank you, sir.
I am still on the seat here.
I'm sorry,
Thank
Deputy
you,
Speaker,
sir.
sir.
You can't do my job for me.
Thank you, sir.
Continue, Honorable.
so let me make this statement that the dual system might be inconvenient to Nigerians.
Okay, you know.
It might
Point of
be
observation, my speaker.
Let him
some-
land. Point of observation overruled.
overruled. Some reforms are very inflicting to the citizens sometimes, but these things on the overall lookout would benefit us. The dual system is a system that produces the best students from Nigerians, and it has shown over the years that this thing is working. People are going to medical schools, they are going to these places, they are going to that places over the world, and they are doing
cost?
well.
At what? God bless you, my speaker.
There would always be a cost, Mr.
So,
Speaker.
there
There would
is
always
cost.
be a cost.
There is something we call cost benefit analysis.
Thank you, sir.
If the cost is bigger than the benefits, then we should drop it. Wisdom
Is-
tells us that.
Now,
But
the
if the
question is-
benefit outweighs the cost,
Cost.
can you prove to me that the benefits of having this dual exam system outweigh the cost?
Point of observation.
sir.
Point of observation, my speaker.
Let me bring
Point of
us-
observation, my
Let me
speaker.
bring
Before
us
I
to-
allow you to talk, Honorable Favor, I want him to
Yes.
land on that.
Let me bring us to we are talking benefit and cost.
Yeah.
So now there are polytechnics, there are universities, and there are college of educations. These are different sets of schools for students. If you are not admitted in one place, you can actually apply for one place, for another place.
In
So-
Jamb examination application, students apply to all of these institutions: university,
first.
polytechnic,
Yes.
College.
Point-
college of education.
Please, I would like to support.
Point of
my-
observation, my
The
speaker.
students are the one.
The topic here is talking about entrance into Nigerian university.
Point of
I would like
observation,
to
my
support
speaker.
him, Mr. Speaker.
Point of observation.
Observation sustained.
Thank you very much, my honorable speaker. So I would like to say that out of 5,000 students that write Jamb in a year, over
5,000.
sorry,
5,000.
out of
Hey,
sorry,
Correct.
I'm sorry, out of millions of people. Let me, in case I don't have a, before you ask me for facts now, out
have
of
the
millions
data
of
to
people
back
that
it up,
write.
What are you saying?
The information is not credible.
In the house,
Thank you, my speaker. So out
there
of millions of
are
people, there are over
million
yes, sir.
students that write UTM.
Let me,
He does not even know what she's
there are
saying,
over
sir.
a million of people that write Jamb every
Yeah,
year.
okay.
And do you know that we have 500 slots for people to enter university?
500,000.
500,000 slots for people to enter university.
Objection, Mr. Speaker.
500,000 people. So, people.
that's
So
the
you are
capacity
telling me
of
that
Objection,
Nigerian
that
Mr.
is Nigerian
Speaker.
university. I'm still on my stand, please.
Objection,
So you are
Mr.
saying
Speaker.
that if I want to change, if one university did not give me with the time and energy I used to spend to enter this university, if they did not give me, I should go to another university that has closed their
Objection,
portal.
Mr. Speaker.
All
The
universities can
probability
close
that
admission
you
at
will
once.
still gain
It's
admission
very low,
at
sir. That's why most people, you see them going to college of education. Most people going to.
They are schools.
They are schools, but that's not my choice. And it end up people. You see people go to school without focus again, without more purpose again.
Objection,
Why?
Mr.
What
Speaker.
is
I'm
what
still on
doing
my stand. I'm
is
still on my
what's doing
stand.
well.
This is double punishment,
There
and I'm
was-
still on my stand. He has not given you that. Don't talk. I'm still on my stand. Thank you very much, my
Objection,
speaker.
Mr.
Sir,
Speaker.
please help me console them.
Continue with your point.
Thank you very much, my speaker. So I'm saying that out of we have 500,000 slots. Now, if I'm writing for FUTA, let's give FUTA as an example now. And the same time, OAU form is out, and the two of them close at the same time. What is the probability that I will still see another university that is opened? And that's if I want to change to another university, I still have to pay.
Objection,
The money
Mr.
for
Speaker.
changing is more than the money to write for
Objection,
TCME.
Mr. Speaker.
So we are talking that this is a financial burden on people. It's an emotional burden on people, and it needs to be scrapped. Education should be free. If it's not free for tuition, it should be affordable. When something is affordable, it's affordable to people.
Objection,
And that's
Mr.
big
Honorable
people.
Favor, I heard you. Objection sustained. Before I let you talk, you are saying education should be free, but can education truly
totally
be free?
But if it's not free, it should be affordable.
Answer the question.
It should be affordable.
President Obasanjo said, if you think education is too expensive, try ignorance.
Yes, of course.
But it should be affordable.
Yes.
Ah,
I
thank
agree
you.
with that it should be
If it should be
I
affordable,
agree.
please.
And
My
you have
speaker is
made
talking.
a valid point that this dual exam system brings about financial burden,
Yes, sir.
and emotional burden, mental stress to Nigerian students. And we are speaking to this issue, and I want us to give informed points why we should continue with this dual exam system, or
Yes, sir.
we should stop it. And Honorable Favor and Honorable Aaron has been on the side that we should stop this dual exam system. But you are still supporting the dual exam system. Why should we continue with it?
Okay, thank you, sir. Before I continue with what I'm saying or the points I want to talk about, let me say this to my opponent. Whenever you are giving us information, tell us the source. Don't just tell us in 2023 someone said this. tell us the source.
They are from examiner body.
Yeah,
Ara
then
yín
you
ti
put
balẹ̀.
the
Oh
name
yeah.
of the body.
Oh yeah, they are
Okay.
from examiner body. Ara yín
That's
ti
for
balẹ̀.
that.
Focus on your
Examiner
point.
body.
Focus
Let
on
me
your
continue.
point.
Let me
Favor.
continue. Okay,
Be
so
cautioned.
one of the major reasons why they still allow students to take Jamb is because to ensure that most students have access to digital literacy before you get to the institutional level. You can't just be in that be in in this kind of institution without being exposed to digital literacy.
Point of
Whereby
observation.
when you be in the school, you know what you are doing.
UTME is online. But the last time I checked.
Yes, I
Some
get you.
school-
I'm trying to let you know the reason why we're having Jamb. Okay, and the reason why Positemi come on board was because since 2016, I said it earlier that Jamb themselves mentioned it that 72 CBT centers was blackmailed, and university sees that from 2016 till now, Jamb could not profile a possible solution to stop it, and they feel like to keep their standard, they are not stopping the Jamb or government to do their own, but to prevent their own standard and ensure that they are producing qualified and sound
Point of
students in character and informed students. They have to bring in their own system to ensure that this set of people are okay, whereby in the world they can compete with their colleagues. So there are two
Honorable
different
Timileyin,
things.
I hear you loud and clear. Because the quality of students we admit in higher institution of learning is very important.
Yes.
We've had cases of students having, excellent results in WAEC,
Yes.
and then they gain admission to university, they can't even defend
Woefully.
their
results.
Perform woefully
And we've
beyond.
had cases of students dropping out.
Yes,
not
I
because
said
of
it.
money, but because of performance.
Yes.
They are asked to withdraw.
Yes.
So it's important that we have a good examination system that will bring in students into the higher institution
Yeah.
of learning.
Those that are
But
qualified.
What Honorable Favor and Honorable Aaron are saying is that
Financial.
one exam is enough,
Kai.
not two.
Okay. Please, can I say something on that, sir?
Honorable
Deputy
It is
Speaker.
like it is like
Please, my
I want
part.
you to
Thank you very much.
corroborate more on that point.
Before my supporting speaker
Yeah.
support me, I would like to say this also, that I've had all my fellow honorables have said concerning the system that should stand, it should continue. But I would like to say this again, is we must consider the people that are staying in rural areas.
In the rural areas, yes.
That's one of the things we must consider. We must look at all those things before we.
How many of the schools in rural area have computers?
How many of the school are
Even
having
the road,
yes,
the road
that
network
that
facilities.
even have a good facility
Yeah.
to train students. That's number one thing.
And
Okay,
they are also entitled to go to university.
yes, they will want to, and you see, some of them, their parents keep spending money. Real life example now.
Okay.
There was a man was sharing a story how he wrote a particular exam for many times. I think up to 8 times. He was
Trying
tired
to gain
and
admission.
yes, he was
Writing
tired
jam
and
year in,
frustrated.
year out.
Objection, Mr.
and it's
Speaker.
not that
It's still on
he's
his
not
stand.
Objection
making,
overruled.
it's not that he's not making good points. 200
And above.
and above.
Okay.
But post-UTME will put a blockage
Mhm.
in gaining admission.
Mhm.
So what is the need? And we remember that story, snake swallowing 36 million. You know
Objection.
that.
And they are
that-
still swallowing
that-
it.
the
Objection,
money has,
Mr.
they are
Speaker.
still swallowing the money.
So
today.
Jamb is just
It's
generating
just
money.
generating
And according
money.
to the statistical figure that Honorable Favor was trying to give the other time, that we have over 1 million students writing this Jamb
Every year.
if we multiply the
Six.
7,000 naira or
Okay,
8,000 naira they are
8,000 they are
paying,
paying.
Minus the money they used to go to the
times
location of their
the
exam.
number of applicants.
Financial.
And we know that the capacity of the Nigerian university
University.
system cannot take more than 500,000.
Yes, sir.
So
Objection, Mr.
Jamb is
Speaker.
a good cash cow.
They are cashing out
they are
big time.
Objection,
That is
Mr.
why
Speaker.
they are putting snake in the office to swallow the money.
Objection, Deputy Speaker.
Is
But
a woman being
That is
stormy?
turning to snake.
That is turning to
swallow
snake.
the money.
Swallow the money.
Objection
Speaker.
sustained.
Okay, thank you, sir. From my fellow honorable, he was talking about that we should consider the people or students from the rural parts, you know, yeah, they don't have facility. Okay, that was why JAMB came in, to help them have access to these resources for digital literacy. And there's another that says that if you fail to prepare,
You will prepare to fail.
so
Point
you
of
can't
observation,
come
my
and
speaker.
face
But
this
they are
JAMB to come
coming
without
to write
preparing.
exam with it, not being trained.
Yes, we have different cyber cafes, and even currently at the moment NGOs are giving out
Let me
voluntary
also-
device to ensure the students have access to this.
My speaker, they are going out of points.
Yes.
My speaker,
Let me
NGOs
My
Can
speaker.
you give me an example?
my speaker, they are going out of
Or
points.
in a particular
Lit
Sir, they are going out of
Initiative is an
points.
example
Yes.
of NGOs preparing
Caution.
students to write these exams. They
Yes.
teach them in CBT exams. Lead
Yes, we
Transformation
have the data.
Initiative. If you are watching this, Lead Transformation Initiative is a very good place to take your work.
Yes,
How many people can locate it?
Thank you.
we have a
Honorable.
Astoria center that we have our banners and even online
there
advert
are
runs.
NGOs
So me in Lagos should come to
that
Akure.
are- that are conducting this free computer training
Yes.
for students
Just
so that
students.
they are
And then Jamb,
conversant
I don't
with
know
these
if they
systems
still
before
do
they
it
write
now, but
exam.
there's a system that they run. I
The
think it's
mock?
pre-jam. Yeah.
Yes, the mock JAMB does it, of course.
Yes, Jam does
Point
mock
of
jam.
observation, my speaker.
And it's free.
Is that free?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Point of
Free.
observation,
It's
my
free, of course.
speaker.
So once
Point
you
of
fail
observation, my
to
speaker.
prepare, you
You
can
prepare
fail.
to fail.
Point
And
of-
then let me
Mr.
cite
Speaker,
something.
I like
We
to
have
Sir, they
just
are-
been
Please
saying
let
that
my
Point
co
of
honorable
observation,
continue,
my
Mr. Speaker.
Observation sustained.
Thank you very much, sir. So you are saying they are coming to write mock exam. Please, are they coming to be trained for that mock or coming to write mock exam?
That was why we said
no,
there are
let
some
me- let- I'm
NGOs
still my
that
stand.
prepare them. You're
I'm
asking a
still on my
question.
stand. Now
You're
you
asking
talked
a
about
question. Oh my
you talked
God.
about lead transformation initiative. Me that I'm in Lagos that I have no knowledge of computer. Should I travel all the way to Akure to come and learn it?
But there are other
NGOs
NGOs.
there.
Wait, sir,
Yes.
example. Sir, there are no NGOs that will prepare you for JAMB. Let me tell you the truth. It's only when you pay for it. There are tutorial centers that will prepare you for JAMB, but only when you pay for it. So we are saying that the money I used to pay for, the money I used to pay for JAMB per month, I will still do the same thing for Posit TME to learn Posit TME. And we say that the syllabus is different, but we have the same
You
questions
don't pay
there.
NGOs to
pay.
prepare.
We have this.
You don't
My-
pay
my
We have
NGOs.
Honorable
the
Mr.
same
Speaker.
Mr. Speaker.
Mr.
welcome,
Speaker.
sir. Welcome,
Mr.
sir.
Mr.
I'm
Speaker.
still my stand.
Be on your feet.
Be on your
I welcome the speaker, the honorable speaker of the House of Opinion.
Thank you, Honorable.
You're welcome,
Honorable
sir.
Favour is scattering your house, Mr. Speaker.
She does not have a
She
source
does-
to prove her fact.
Yes,
I have a
sir.
source to prove my fact. They
Point
keep
of
asking.
order.
She has been
People
stressing.
should be respectable now.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Singing pom.
Yes, Honorables, it's been a very wonderful discussion.
Thank you,
I
Mr.
just
Speaker.
went for a meeting in Manchester,
Okay.
Manchester City,
Yeah.
and one of the things we are discussing is how our young ones can be very, very secure.
Yeah.
But not like this one that you have in Nigeria.
Mm.
One country,
Two
exams.
2 exams.
Mm.
And I've been following the debate so on, and I saw you are referring to what our NGO in Nigeria is doing
Mm.
to orientate people. It's a pity how it is going in Nigeria, and for me, I don't know what Jamb is doing.
Mm.
If all the schools still have to have their possibility, the schools are broke. A lot of schools are broke. I worked with about 4 vice chancellors
Mm.
before I left Nigeria.
Mm.
I worked with about 4 vice chancellors,
Mm.
and I heard all of them say, "We are broke. We are broke. So now we need to sponsor the university by our IGR,
Yeah.
that will internally
Yeah,
generated
local
funds."
revenue. Mm.
So yeah, thank you, the revenue. So which money are we giving Jamb?
Mhm.
Which money are we giving Jamb? What is Jamb jamming?
Mm.
Jamming people's
Yes,
lives.
now what is Jamb? Because Jamb doesn't even like a jam on our bread.
Mm.
Yes, now. So I can't say anything that this Jamb is doing again. The students have their wife, they've done it. Let them apply to the university they want to go. And let them go. Let them go and write. Let them go and write the posterior of the school. Let them pay the money if you need them to pay money. And that IGR goes to the school. But now, Jamb will collect its own billions. Will collect its own billions. And the schools again
We
are
collect
collecting their own
billions.
again.
All
So
from
if we
these
ask
students.
All of these students, so they are just extorting the parents who are making it the point of duty that their children should go to school. You know, every parent still asks, Papa, Batamia, do go, Batamia, do go,
Bàtàmí àdúgbò ká.
But the
So
narrative
every
is changing.
student, yeah, every student still want to go to school, and it's still a very strong value in Nigeria, and they think that that's good for the university. I think the Nigerian government have set up the parents and their children for huge extortion by these two. At the end of the day, one is becoming the divisor that is preventing even the good
Students.
who wrote his wife very healthy. But during the Jamb, was sick. Now, you would have to fail the Jamb. That's that. Then the same student who wrote his Jamb very well, during pursuit yearning, could not be at the best of himself. So I'm saying that this is extortion, and this is not supposed to go on. As the powerful speaker of the House of Assembly, I check this out. But at the same time, don't you think that some of these schools will begin to use, if examination malpractice, because what the Jamb Baba is doing in curbing examination malpractice is fine. It's just a bit that in today's world of education, instead of Jamb priding themselves in producing professor, the Baba is in glory in using all our money to solve examination malpractice and not even produce good exams. I don't know if you get my point.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
His
sir.
greatest ambition for Nigeria now, what is our professor, is to use only Jamb to solve exam. If you stop examination malpractice in Jamb, do you stop it in the university?
Because students will always
So
want to
are we
cheat.
not, of course, are we not going to say that in the nearest future now, if they allow postgraduate to do wrong, it will be another food for all the lecturers and examiners who all they know how to do is to sleep with girls before they can pass them, or extort money from them. So let's strike a balance this one. Let the argument continue in the house. Thank you, but I'm here for me.
Thank you,
Mr.
my
Speaker.
Thank you,
honorable,
sir.
Mr.
powerful
Speaker.
speaker. Thank you for that vital input in the discussion, because we have few minutes before we come to the end of the show, and just like we have said to our viewers at home, if you want to call in to this program, the number is 070-8241-3705 to be part of the discussion, because this is an important issue affecting Nigerian students. And conversations have been going on the ground, saying, is this system fair? This dual exam system, is it fair on the Nigerian students? Will the government have the political will to say, okay, we are scrapping Jamb, or we are fixing Jamb? What of if they fix Jamb? What of university autonomy? Universities will still say they have the right to conduct their own exams.
Of course.
So
How can it work?
what is the way forward as we begin to bring this debate to a close. Honorable Aaron, you want to say something to
I
that?
want to say something. I want to tackle is what my opposing honorable said. They were talking about NGOs.
Yeah.
NGO is not government. NGO should be people that support government.
They're also supporting the government by doing that.
Non-governmental.
I mean, the place that NGO will come in is when government have done a
Some
chunk
parts.
of
A
of
chunk
work.
of the work.
and they will just come in to support.
Assist
How can
and
you
support.
tell me?
But what if government
in a
fails?
We
country-
still understand.
in a country where there is government, there is president, there are house senators and house of reps and all kinds of nomination.
Okay.
They cannot make the educational system function very well. That even I made my point that we should consider the people that are staying in the rural area. Not just now in the city now people can have opportunities to computers and all those kind of stuff. But people in the rural area, they don't have that opportunity. So the government are waiting for NGOs to go to those places to help them.
Objection.
Are they not
You
part
still
of
understand.
the citizens of this our dear nation?
Objection.
So that is what we must consider.
Objection sustained.
Now, you were saying that the government should address these issues. Now, let me tell you that the government has done their bit in this issue. It might not sound like much, but they have actually done their bit. Let me bring us to student loans.
Okay.
The federal government of Nigeria introduced student loans.
Currently ended by
Currently ended.
President.
Let's not go to
Let
school.
him
Student
talk.
loans.
Mr. Speaker.
Okay,
Let him
student loan.
talk. Continue, Honorable
Student
Ezra.
loans
You
have
still
been
have the
given.
floor.
Student loans have been given to students in the universities that are interested to in these loans
Okay.
to pay for their
Point
tuition
of observation, my
fees
speaker.
to eat in school.
Point
This
of observation,
might
my
not
speaker.
solve-
Observation sustained.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
So you are saying it has been given to university students. Please, we are talking about people that has not entered the university. We are talking about how financial burden is holding this. We are not talking about people in university. Please, excuse me, they've
There
entered the
is- there
university.
would
Loan
always
is
be-
for those.
It doesn't. They have get
Objection,
admission.
Mr. Speaker.
I'm still on my stand, please. I'm still on my stand.
Mr.
Speaker.
Speaker, there
Objection.
will always
Deputy
be
Speaker.
People that are outside this system, they've not
Objection,
gotten the
Mr.
access.
Speaker.
I'm still on my stand. They've not-
Objections overruled.
Thank you very much, sir. So people that have not gotten admission into university, they don't have privilege to these loans. How can you trust people that have not entered the university loans? Can you
Objection,
are they
Mr.
capable of
Speaker.
loans? So I'm still on my stand. Thank you very
Objection,
much.
Mr.
See,
Objection,
then-
Mr. Speaker.
What
I'm still
point
on my
are you
stand.
making, Honorable Favor?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. And I'm still standing on the fact that why can't the Jamb body, if we so trust the Jamb body, since the day they've been trying to tackle this so-called examination malpractice and they've not seen solution to it. For how many years? Thank you very much. So why can't the Jamb bodies work together with the university bodies to provide just one exam for the people? Why can't they come together? There's no cooperation in the educational system.
That's
There's
the
no cooperation.
She
just
Why can't I'm
banged
still on
your
my
table.
stand,
You
please?
have
Mr.
raised an
Speaker.
important
Thank you.
point, Honorable Favor.
Yes, sir.
That why can't
They
the
wo-
Jamb body and the universities
Yes, sir.
come together and agree on
One exam.
instead
One
of
exam.
this
Two
dual
is more better
exam
than one. I
system?
believe the two will be able to take charge of the
Honorable
examination
Honorable,
malpractice.
Excel and Honorable Timileyin, do you think this can work?
Well,
That the Jamb body and the universities body coming together to agree on one exam instead of this dual exam system? Because in many countries of the world, they don't have this dual exam system.
Thank you, sir.
Do you think it can work?
You know
One.
point.
let me give us instances. Now, if this is going to work, can it maintain the standard? These are questions we are supposed to ask.
Yes, of course.
Can it
Standard.
maintain the standard?
Okay.
1. 2. Can it prevent these students from the examination malpractices
Malpractices,
that we are
yeah.
talking about?
Yeah.
3. Can this new so-called body that you said we should
Yeah, collaboration.
Point
build,
of observation. We
Let
are not
him
here to
talk,
ask questions. We are
Let
not here
him
to
talk.
ask
you
questions.
asked us a
Question, we
question.
answered.
Continue.
We are not here to
Ask
ask
us a
questions. It
question.
was
Now,
an
Deputy
opinion.
Deputy Speaker, she will start up again.
Can this new body now? There are places that the IGR for the universities can reach. There are places that the IGR for Jamb can also reach. We are just saying that they are taking our money. This money is actually going somewhere. Do you think
Where is it
we're running
going
a
to?
charity?
Where is it going to?
We're running a country. The country needs money to function.
I would like to
Function.
support,
What has the-
Money has
Okay.
to come
My
from
goal-
the citizens that have already paid taxes in one form or the other.
Mr.
They are
Speaker,
still to
Oh,
What-
Brian,
continue.
what
Brian,
we
but
can
let's
do-
say he give
what
himself
we
a
can do
gun in
is
the
that
leg.
we
Sir,
can
point
ration-
of
finish his
observation.
point now.
Honorable Favor,
we can
you will be
reduce
sent out of this house.
we can reduce
This is
this
your last
cost.
warning, okay?
We can reduce this cost, definitely. I think we should even lead petitions, lead process to reduce this cost. But it is impossible for this cost to be scrapped totally.
It can't be totally
It cannot be
scrapped.
totally
I
scrapped. We are
understand
running
you.
a country.
I understand.
Not a
you.
charity.
We are not asking. The point of this debate is that
They
we
don't have
want
point. They don't have
22
point, that's all.
exams.
Yes, sir.
Why must Nigerian students continue to suffer
Sir,
double punishment?
Sir,
Okay, sir,
point of observation,
I
my
have a
speaker.
point to raise
Can
on
we
your
make
question,
this
sir.
exam one?
Point of observation,
That's
my
why I
speaker.
asked this question.
Point of observation,
But if
my
there will
speaker.
if this dual system will still continue,
They
can
need
the
to
money be reduced? But
I-
you and I know that it will not be reduced because of the cost of inflation, and you know what government is already making on this. They would not want to.
Let me make
Point of
a closing
observation, my
remark because
speaker.
Please, I
of
would like to
our
support you
time.
once it's
Because
done,
of
Mr.
our
Speaker.
time, Mr.
Point-
Speaker. Now, on this issue of double punishment,
Yeah.
my final verdict is that the double exam should continue, but should be rephrased and reorganized.
Yes, ensure
What
it's transparency and fair.
Transparency and fairness.
Yeah.
That is all.
Okay.
I would like to support
Transparency
him,
and
Mr.
fairness is
Deputy
all.
Speaker.
As you are preparing to support him, because we are bringing this debate
Yes.
to a close,
That's my last point.
it has been an important argument that this dual exam system is a double punishment for Nigerian students. But I want you to begin to prepare to make your closing statements. We've been talking about one country, two exams. Why must Nigerian students continue to suffer, pay in double places, and not only that, even travel far distances, going to go and write post UTME exams,
And Jamb.
writing Jamb exams, different centers, posted to different centers, just because they want to write exams. And I want both theme to, starting from their lead speaker, in 1 minute, give your closing remark, and then the supporting speaker, you have 30 seconds to give your closing remark as we bring this debate to a close. Let's start from Honorable Aaron.
Yes, thank you, my powerful speaker.
Okay.
My closing remark is that I advise, and I want to say this, that the dual exam should be looked into.
Okay.
The government should make sure that it is only the university that gives
Conduct exam, not
Conduct,
Jamb. So
not
that
Jamb.
means Jamb body should be scrapped.
Yes,
Okay.
in my own opinion, Jamb
Okay.
should be
You are
scrapped.
entitled to your opinion.
Yes, because of points that we gave, the financial burden on the people, on
Okay.
the students and their families, the examination fatigue,
Okay.
the unnecessary stress,
Okay.
and the lack of trust
Mhm.
of the body Jamb.
Okay.
So I believe, and I strongly believe, that they should scrap Jamb out of the equation so
Okay.
that students can prepare, because they will write WAEC, they will write Jamb, they will write post-UTME
Mhm.
and all kinds of exams. I believe that if once a student have taken WAEC, he should face the school. WAEC is the end point of secondary school. That's the final exam for secondary school. Then they should go to the university. Just like in primary school, they say common entrance exam.
So there should also be common entrance exam into the university.
Just
Common,
like that.
just one.
Just one exam.
Thank
when you
you.
pass, when you fail, you wait again.
Okay.
Simple.
Thank you for that valid point. Okay. The lead speaker for the team supporting the status quo.
Okay, thank you, my amiable Deputy Speaker. So, to wrap up everything, this is my own point. The dual exam system is still relevant because it helps to protect the future of education, especially here in Nigeria. So, looking at Jamb now, what we have, I know they talk about the stress, the financial issue and stuff like that. Jamb will help students, I know that it's a very huge process from Jamb to post-UTME, but Jamb on its own is a process that helps to prepare every student for the rigorous demand that is coming from the tertiary level. Because once you are in an institution, it's like the lifestyle, the environment is very, very different. So Jamb will help to prevent
our students writing these exams, going to the schools,
It's like a
part of preparation
Yes.
for them to be aware of this is what they are going to be
Yes,
facing
of course.
when we get to higher institution transiting
Yes.
from secondary schools where
Of
they are
course.
just confined.
Yes, so it will help them to prepare for the demands from tertiary level and also for the post-UTME. This is what I would say, that instead of scrapping, the post-UTME, what could be done, to ensure that everything is good and fine using the dual system, just to ensure that this post-UTME is affordable, transparency, and fair enough for everyone. Thank you,
Valid
Deputy
point,
Speaker.
good point, Honorable Timela in there. Honorable Favor, in 30 seconds, can you make your closing remarks?
So thank you very much, my amiable speaker. And I still stand on the point that Nigeria youth are not supposed to face double punishment to enter into the university. Professor Ngozi once said that when you pay twice to cross a bridge, you are not a gatekeeper, you are a toll collector. So let me tell you something.
Come again with that quote.
When you pay twice to cross a bridge, you are not a gatekeeper, you are a toll collector. So when people have to pay twice to pass through a bridge, and let me tell you something, the form of payment sometimes may not be only money. A lot of Nigerian youth are paying to pass this bridge through their mental stress, and it's not fair. We are not being fair on Nigeria. That sweat, and we are saying that Nigeria, we are preparing them for university. University is not only about writing exam. Excuse me. There are forms of which you can go through the university life, and most people drop out. Not only academical issue, there's this mental stress they face through. So please, and even financially. So I will still stand on the part that people are not supposed to face double punishment. They're not supposed to write Jamb at the same time write post-UTME. Is it that we scrap one and both body come together to write one form an exam, or I don't know, or we scrap one because we only want one exam, and I'm still standing firmly with them that one exam is enough.
Thank you, Honorable Favor. You have made your point, and I believe our viewers are listening to that. I believe this conversation will get to the right source where we can have a common examination system that Nigerian students can apply to gain admission to higher institutions of learning. Honorable Excel, your closing remarks.
Okay, thank you, my esteemed and powerful Mr. Speaker. All said and done, the status quo is not perfect. The examination body Jamb is not perfect, but I feel
is the post-UTME perfect?
No.
Then why are we doing it?
We are making a closing remark.
Yeah.
So the post-UTME and the Jamb are not perfect, but we can work to make these things more comfortable and perfect for our students and our youth.
Of course.
But scrapping is a no. Fairness and transparency can be allowed. Fairness and transparency should be the motto, but scrapping is a no.
Impossible.
Thank you, Honorable Excel. I believe our viewers have taken note of that even though these examination systems are not perfect, and because they are not perfect, maybe that's the reason why we should continue the status quo. Still having these two exams so that if as a quality control to check the kind of students applying to go to higher institutions of learning, because there are cases, because I am in the education sector, and I have prepared students for these UTME exams over the years. And part of the shocking realities that we have observed is that there are students that have not even gotten it right in their secondary school,
Yes, sir.
trying to write Jamb. I've seen students coming for to write Jamb that cannot even write a complete sentence correctly or even speak correctly. And such a student believes that know how, because the system is monetized, I'm going to gain admission into the university system, either by money or by man no man, and the rest. And where we have students that are qualified not being admitted, while students that don't know anything are gaining admission. I believe we should have the solid exam body and system that can ensure that the right student, the qualified student, make it. But we should also be conversant with the fact that there are different factors that surround these examinations and conditions around these examinations. For instance, like the point the powerful speaker, Prophet Titila Femi Kings, raised the other time. What if when a student write the first exam is in good condition, and by the time he wants to write the second exam, maybe he's not feeling fine? Will he write it in the hospital? In what state of mind? What if his performance and now goes down, and that with that student still forfeits the admission despite the fact that the student has prepared? These are factors, these are conditions that are, we don't pray for it, but they are realities. They are things that happen. We've seen cases of students traveling to go and write post UTME exam, having accidents or being kidnapped, and different security issues. Can we at least come up with an examination system that will be beneficial for Nigerian youth? This is the cry of Nigerian youth, that can we have an examination system that will not be a double punishment for them? The honorables on both teams, they have done justice. They've given us informed facts, informed opinions about this issue. And we believe our viewers have picked 1 or 2 points, and we believe this conversation should continue. Let the comments continue even after this program. Let's share these debates on different platforms until it gets to the right authority, so that better policies can be made for our Nigerian youth. Once again, this is House of Opinion, being sponsored proudly by CAC, King's Rem, Middlesbrough and Nigeria. I am Honorable Shola Kings. See you same time, same station next week. Bye. Have a great weekend.
King's Realm